About a year ago, I did a video that was like affordable makeup, not good for the price, and not like good because it's a dupe of a more expensive product, just actually good affordable makeup. And I want to do like a follow-up of that. So this is going to be part 2 of that, and I will leave part 1 down below. And the reason why I did this video is because and I bet you're with me, I'm sick and tired of affordable makeup or drugstore makeup always being brought up in the sense of being like, oh, this is a dupe for this. This is a dupe for that like expensive product, even if it's not meant to be a dupe, even if it's not like, because some products are clearly a dupe. I'm looking at you, e.l.f., and I'm looking at you, Makeup Revolution, and a bunch of other brands as well have gone a little bit bonkers on the dupe culture, but some things are just like, it's just a cream bronzer. It's not a dupe for a high-end cream bronzer. It's just a cream bronzer. And I was sick and tired of all affordable makeup, all drugstore makeup being either this is a dupe for a more expensive product or this is good for the price. What is it? Is it good or is it bad? Good for the price to me sounds like a mediocre product that you can only justify buying if you only want to spend $3. But I want to talk about things that are actually good. Good makeup that just happens to be a little bit more affordable. And we're gonna get ready together. I'm very excited to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Ritual, and more specifically by Ritual's Women's 18 Plus Multivitamin. If you did not know, before I started doing YouTube full time, I actually worked with the regulations around dietary supplements, and the Ritual clinically backed multivitamin is formulated to help with any possible nutrient gaps in women's diet. With supplements, less can actually be more, and a lot of dietary supplements on the market actually have a lot of stuff in them that we really do not need, while the Ritual's essential for women is research stacked and science-based. There are plenty of good things with Ritual, but one of the things that I really love is their traceability. They will tell you where every ingredient is from, and traceability is so important with everything that you put into your body to know where the stuff is coming from. They also do third-party testing, not only for microbes, major allergens, or heavy metals, but also in certifying and verifying their ingredients and their claims with a third-party testing, which is not very common. Essential for Women 18 Plus is USP verified, a third-party quality certification that sets one of the highest bars for product transparency. Less than 1% of multivitamins have earned this mark. The USP has tested and verified Ritual's ingredients, potency, and manufacturing process for the Essential Women's 18 Plus. I know firsthand that it can be really hard sometimes to just eat and get everything that you need in your diet, and I also know that depending on the lifestyle that you're living or where you're living, it can be extra hard. And it's also formulated in a way that makes it a little kinder towards your tummy, so that you can take this with food or without food, and it's only 2 capsules, so that you don't need to take a handful of pills just to get your multivitamins in a day. And another great thing is that you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you do not like it after 30 days, you can always ask for your money back. But if you want to try out Ritual, I will leave a link in the description box and in the pinned comment down below. You can use my code AngelicaN25 to get 25% off your first order, or just follow the link down below. And thank you again so much, Ritual, for sponsoring the beginning part of this video. If you want to read up more about Ritual, check the info in the description box. I will link all of the things down below, and I will also try and remember to put them in the shopping button, because YouTube finally got me YouTube shopping. For a really long time, they told me that that was not possible. No, not for you. You cannot have that, but now I do. So if that is easier for you to check up on the products, see what colors they have, see where it's available, that will be there, or in the description box where I can leave a little bit more info. This is one of my favorite launches of this year. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfecting Essence. I've used a lot. This is an airless pump, and you can see how much I've used. And it comes out like a gel. And you can see it looks spotted, and it's because the pigments, oh, let me get a brush that's somewhat clean. The pigments in here, they like blend into this beautiful gel when you blend them together. So they're like separated in the formula, but then you can see it's spotted. It's separated in the formula, but then when you blend them together, it's almost like a gel-like sheer tint. This is not a full coverage foundation. I think that they describe this as a tint, right? Yeah, Hydro Fresh Tint. Yes, because it is like a gel-like, almost watery consistency that goes on like a tint, and it's very fresh on the skin, and it feels and just looks beautiful. And I know a lot of people were comparing this to a similar formulation from, I want to say Dior? No, Chanel. And this is not the only formula out there that has this. Like, Dior did not invent this kind of a skin tint. And I will say I am very excited to see that you can find such, like, look Look at how beautiful this looks. It is a light coverage. It's definitely not giving you everything, but you can see that this side is evened out. It looks a little bit more similar to my hand because you can see on this side, not so much. It's just very fresh, a light coverage that for me, I'm 40 years old. Sometimes things slip around in my fine lines. I'm living in a very humid climate. I live in Austin, Texas, and I also have combo oily skin. So for me, I need something, doesn't necessarily need to keep me matte all day because very few things do that, but it needs to not break up. It needs to not move around. It needs to not turn into skin porridge. You know what I'm talking about? If you know, you know. And this just looks really beautiful all throughout the day. And I think that this is an amazing product. And this one got a lot of hype when it released. What is that? Is that glitter? This got a lot of hype when it released, but I haven't really heard people talking about it. But believe the hype. This is a very sophisticated, elegant skin tint that is beautiful on the skin. Second thing I want to talk about, and I have a bunch of really good concealers, but I will say I've had not a problem, but it hasn't been as easy to find like affordable concealers, but this one I really like. This is the True Match Radiant Serum Concealer from L'Oreal. I have a lot of fine lines under my eyes. Again, I'm 40, I keep like repeating myself, but I think that sometimes like saying your age makes people realize what you are struggling with. And if you are, I want to say like mid-late 30s or older, you are probably starting to see that your under eyes is the thing that changes a lot. Oh, I also have a mini breakout. Let's get rid of that. So you need a concealer that can really help with not making a problem area. I say problem area very loosely, but not making a problem area even more problematic. And for me, those really creamy, thick full coverage concealers, they just end up looking so heavy under my eyes. And I need something that has coverage, but it doesn't necessarily need to be full coverage. I am okay with the medium coverage as long as it is serum-like, thinner, lighter, fresher, so that it doesn't just travel all over in my fine lines, look super thick and heavy under my eyes. That's not what I need. And there's a bunch of concealers that I see younger peeps loving that just do not work for me. So if you're the same and if you have bought some concealers, other recommendations maybe from people that love a more thicker full coverage concealer and it just doesn't work out for you because it looks heavy on your more like fine lined under eye, don't worry, I'm the same. I've done the exact same thing. I would just say try something that's a little lighter in feeling. And this one is definitely that. It is lighter, more liquidy, and it just covers really beautifully while still not looking super heavy. Let me actually zoom in so that you can see that I'm not lying to you, so that you can see some things. I hope you can see now that it's all looking really, really, really nice. And you can see it's not heavy on my under eyes either. Before we go in some powder, I'm gonna do my brows, and then we are gonna do, I'm just gonna use my, I only open one brow pencil at a time. And this one just happens to be not drugstore. This is from ABH. I use blonde in my brows, but I'm gonna be using a brow gel that is just a good brow gel. Not good for the price, it just happens to be a really good brow gel, and I highly recommend it. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Brazilian Brow Lift Brow Gel. That is a very long name, but this one is so good. I know that people mention this one as a dupe for the Patrick Ta, and like, I don't want this to be a dupe video, but it does have the same applicator. It does do the same thing. It smells coconut. Who needs coconut brows? Physicians Formula thinks that you do. But I will say this works just as good. And this is just a really good brow gel. And I have seen other more expensive brands try to dupe that Patrick Ta brow lamination formula that just really makes your brows stick up if you want them to, or you can just like brush them down. This is a clear formula. You can make your brow hairs stand in whatever direction you want to. That's the beauty of this product. And I like to brush mine up because I have very long brow hairs, and I feel like this just helps with making my brows seem thicker than they are, because I have those very typical naturally thin brows, and I would like my brows to be a little bit more fuller. So if my brow hairs actually didn't lay just flat down, I wouldn't have such thin brows. But yeah, this is just a really, really good brow gel. And if you are looking for a good brow gel and you want to save a little bit of money, I definitely recommend this one. It is a great brow gel. Smells a little coconutty. Does that, like, was that needed? You're gonna have to tell me. I don't know exactly when this Milani Cream Bronzer was released, but this one is so nice. And you can see I've used this quite a lot. There is a divot in this one. Again, the packaging, not much to yeah, the packaging, not much to write home about, but the product is really beautiful. It's better with the brush because I don't want to say it's stiff. It's not a stiff formula, but it's not ultra creamy, so a brush is definitely easier. I just go in my brush and then I dot it on my skin. I feel like that's the best way, and it's also the best way to not disrupt like your foundation or anything that you have going on. I have big cheeks, so I like to cover bigger parts of my cheeks with a bronzer. I don't like to go too dark, but it's not necessarily sculpting, but it does help to shape up my face. And I think that this bronzer is really good. If you're looking for a cream bronzer from the drugstore, again, cream products have been all the rage this year. Definitely try this one. I think it's really beautiful. So now that we are a little bit bronzed, I am gonna go in with the blush. I talked about this one quite recently, and I mean, liquid blushes, cream blushes, liquid bronzers, it's been all the rage this year. This new one from L'Oreal, this is the Lumi liquid blushes. They come in 6 different colors, 3 without shimmers and 3 with shimmers. This one has shimmer. This is the glowy gold pink. It's a very riveting name, but honestly, this is so beautiful. So we're gonna do a little bit here. Let me see if I can get like a smaller brush, and we are just gonna get this on the cheekbones. I still have not used any powder on my face, and look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's so stunning. You can either put it on the back of your hand or you can do a dot like this. I will say if you do a dot like that, try to just blend it out carefully with a brush. But look at that. Look at that cheek. That looks like any high-end blush formula. This is not just good for the price. This is not like a dupe for anything specific. This is just a really good blush formula. If you are looking for a liquid glowy blush and you've seen a lot of expensive versions and you just want to try something that is affordable, or at least a little bit more affordable. I know L'Oreal is not the most affordable drugstore brand, but like not a high-end price, but you don't want to compromise with the quality. This one is great. It is beautiful. It is not too overly pigmented either, so that it's easy to work with. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. We're gonna go in with some powders. I think I recommended this last time too. Oh, it's here. And I'm sorry, but this is still the best drugstore powder. This is the NYX HD Finishing Powder. I have mine in Banana. It comes in other shades too. You can see I'm almost done. And we are gonna be doing this one in my T-zone and under my eyes because, let me see, oh, here. Because that's where I want to powder. I try to powder as little as possible under my eyes. Ooh, almost poked my eye out. Because I don't want to be super textured under there, but I still need to powder a little bit because, like I said, I have some fine lines and I need to powder. Otherwise, it's going to be very zebra striped towards the day. So a little bit of my T-zone and around my mouth, just to keep it matte and good, but look at the glow on the sides. Beautiful. Let me actually do my lips. I love these products from Moira. Moira is one of those brands that I haven't tried everything from them, but I've tried a good deal from them. And I can say that most of the things I've tried from them have been really nice quality. I haven't really dove into like their eyeshadow formula. One of these days I will. But this is the must-have lip liner in Natural Sand. Look at this. I've used it so much. I need to sharpen it. And this is their, I think this is like a glowy, what is this one called? This one is in 15 Warm Nude, but I will put the name of this formula down below. This, first of all, this lip liner formula is as good as any high-end lip liner formula. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. This is very comparable to the ABH lip formula. This is such a nice glowy, opaque, but still thin lipstick formula. It is a very sophisticated lipstick formula, super beautiful on the lips, very comfortable. And if you told me that this was like House Labs or Patrick Ta, I would have believed you. It is a very good lipstick formula. Not good for the price, just actually good. So let me start with a lip liner. Oh, I love this one. Okay, now that we have some lip liner on, we can go in. This is not the one, sweetie. We can go in with the lipstick. Again, I will put the shades and everything down below, but look at this. It goes on opaque. It's a very nice glowy formula, but it's so thin and comfortable on the lips. So look at that. I just think that this one is beautiful. You can see how glowy and nice that one is. It's very beautiful, and it's not goopy, but it's also not tuggy, and it's just a very, very good formulation. I'm very, very impressed with that one. Let me put some stuff away and let's talk about the new L'Oreal Infallible Highlighter. This is beautiful. It's so pretty on the skin. This is the lighter one, and I just think that this one looks super sophisticated on the skin. It has like an almost goldy, peachy glow, and you can see it just looks super sophisticated and beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look metallic. It doesn't look dusty. It just looks so stunning. Look at that. It's like sheeny, but not metallic, not over the top, but boy, it is beautiful. Like, I was so blown away when I tried this formula the first time. And it just looks so stunning on the skin. And there's something about this undertone, the like peachy gold with the sheer base, that is just so incredibly pretty. Like, I cannot get over how good that looks. And again, this is just a good formula. This is just a good product. It's not good for the price. And I can't think of a single thing that this is a dupe of. It's just really pretty. It's glowy enough without being metallic, with a sheer base, with a believable sheen. It comes in another shade too, a darker one. I was blown away. I think this is a great product. I'm gonna fill in my beauty spots with the Colourpop Freckle Pen. I really like this product. I think it is really nice at making somewhat believable little dots. And I think that like when you have beauty spots or imperfections, something like this is perfect. And I'm just going over it with the brush that I used for my powder. I know not everyone thinks this way, which is perfectly fine. You don't have to like it, but I do. I used this last time I did this video as well, but it is a really good primer, and this is the Milani eyeshadow primer. And if you're looking for a good eyeshadow primer, I definitely recommend this one. Not only is it good, it's not good for the price, it's just a good one. I think that this is better than the one that Urban Decay has. This feels similar when you put it on, but the Urban Decay one is so sticky. And this one makes your eyeshadows pop. It prevents them from creasing and fading, but it is not as tacky, gluey, sticky as the one from Urban Decay. This is just a better formulation, and it's really good. And I think that this probably is the best eyeshadow primer that I have tried from the drugstore. So, I mean, normally my favorite is the Sigma one, and I personally do prefer the Sigma one. But if you are looking for a good eyeshadow primer at the drugstore, this would be the one I recommend. When it comes to eyeshadow formulas from the drugstore, I still think that Colourpop is a reigning champion, at least according to me, to get some really good, interesting, oh my god, I'm so itchy, interesting color stories without breaking the bank. And this one, the Smoking Hot, I wanted to talk about this one because I feel like this one is a perfect summer palette. It is a warm neutrals, peachy coral red palette that has just a bunch of really fun things. And we're going to be mixing and matching this with a liquid shadow that I also really, really, really recommend. So I think we're going to do, I want to do this one. Red, and then maybe orange. Let's actually do some red and some orange because I want to show you how pretty red, orange, pink is. And that's also why I put this shirt on, which is one of my favorite shirts. I always joke about that you can see in my wardrobe how long I've kept things or how old things are in my wardrobe by looking at the sizes of them, because I would say that most things that I buy right now are either a small or a medium. And back in the day, I used to buy all of my clothes in extra small. So if you find something in extra small, which is this shirt right here, you know that it's been in my closet for a really long time, because you can see at the tag of the clothes like how long I've had them. And this one I've had for forever. I remember buying this one. I bought this one at Monki, which is a brand that is owned by H&M. H&M owns a lot of brands. They own Monki, they own And Other Stories. Of course, they own H&M. They also own COS, C-O-S. So there's a lot of brands that H&M owns. And I bought this at the Monki that was in the middle of the city in Linköping when I was younger. And I think I was like 25 maybe when I bought this one. Can that be correct? And I am 40 now, so yeah, I've had this for a really, really, really long time. So I did the more orangey red, the darker red next to each other. And now I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. This is an EO4. You can see how long I've had mine. They're very durable brushes because this is the prototype, the first brush I ever got, and it's still perfect. So I'm going in with that orangey one, and we're gonna put that as well. But yeah, I remember buying this shirt, I think I was like 24 or 25, and the store was still open in the middle of Linköping. If you've ever been to Linköping, there used to be a Monki almost on the other side of H&M in the middle of the city. And I bought it there, and I remember when I bought it, the people were like, what a weird shirt, why did you end up buying that one? And it's been one of the pieces that's been lasting the longest in my collection. I really, really like it. And if you didn't know, I am Swedish. I am from Sweden. I am born and raised in Sweden, and we moved from Sweden about 2.5 years ago because of my husband's work. My husband is a scientist, and he's doing his postdoc here in the US. So we're being here for the time being, and then we really don't know where we're gonna go. We probably will move back to Europe to be closer to our families. And also there are more opportunities for exactly what Ricardo wants to do there. But never say never, you never know where we're gonna end up. But we both lived in Linköping, and that's where I met my husband. But he is actually from Småland. Well, he's half Italian. His dad is from Rome, but his mom is from Småland. And I am from Värmland, if you didn't know. And if you're Swedish and you hear that, you're probably like, wait, do you have an accent? Yes, I do. I have a very peculiar, interesting Swedish accent because yes, I am from Värmland, which is pretty close to the Norwegian border. I did a little bit under my eyes too, so let me show you what I've been using in case you have this palette or if you want to recreate with something you have at home. Again, I do recommend this palette. I think it's really beautiful. Are there some similar shades in here? Yes. But if you like this color story, like if you like this red peachy neutrals, I mean, you will like this palette. So I've been using this one and this one and this one. And I think we're gonna use this one. Or are we gonna use that one? I think maybe we'll use this one. It's called Faint of Heart. And we're just gonna deepen up a little bit more. I'll start under my eyes. And we're just gonna create a little bit more drama before we go into that liquid shadow because it's so pretty. And I feel like I haven't talked about that liquid eyeshadow formula enough. I hope it's still available because it is so beautiful. So I'm just using a little bit of that darker shadow up here. You can see it's just bringing a little bit of definition to the outer corner. So I'm gonna do some inner corner highlight and I might use this palette, but first, this is the liquid eyeshadow formula from Hard Candy. This is called Eye Def and it is a metallic eyeshadow. That's what it says. Wonder what shade this is. I don't see a name on here, but you can see it's a pink metallic, but there is a gold shift to this. So it's like a slight duochrome and it looks super, super pretty. And let me see if I have a somewhat clean brush that we can use with this. So I'm just gonna paint this on. And again, I don't even know if this formula is still available, but like, look at that. So beautiful. I used to get some PR from Hard Candy, and I don't think I used their products enough to warrant me staying on their PR list. So I'm not upset that I'm not getting PR from them anymore, but I gotta say, this was one of the best things that they sent to me. This formula is so pretty. I also saved it in a light blue. Look at that. Ugh. Here's another great product, and this is the eyeliner from Physicians Formula. Again, another Physicians Formula product. This is a brush tip eyeliner that is great. I feel like a lot of affordable eyeliners and sometimes even expensive eyeliners come with a felt tip liner, but brush tip liners are so much easier to be precise with. And you know, the tip won't fray and all of that. So the fact that you can get this great eyeliner at the drugstore is honestly a bargain. And I am in my eyeliner girly era. 2016 is back, baby. I still recommend the ColourPop cream gel liners. I think that these are good. Not good for the price, not a dupe for anything. They're just really, really good liners. This is I think it's called Exit. Yes, the white one. It is great. It's a great white eyeliner. And now we're gonna do an inner corner highlight for this look, and I'm gonna put on some half lashes. I think I still have the Kush lashes by Juvia's Place. I cut these off and I use them as a half lash. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I think these are the ones that I recommended in the last video too. I have not found anything at the drugstore, me personally, that works as good as half lashes as these Kush lashes when you cut a bit off. If you have any half lashes from a drugstore that they need to be long, not thick, but they need to be long for me to like them. I want the flare style, and let me know. I'm gonna use this one. It is called Death Valley. It's very dramatic, and we are gonna put that in the inner corner. I love putting a matte, bright inner corner. I just think that that looks really good if you have a lot of texture and fine lines in your inner corner, which I do. It's just very flattering to not accentuate that with a lot of shimmer. And these that ColourPop has, this is one of those mattes with shimmer particles in them, so they give the blurring effect of a matte but still has a little twinkle to them. So they're like the best of both worlds, and I love those kind of shadows for inner corner highlight or even as lid colors. I just think it's so pretty. I feel like my hair is a little bit frizzy today, but like I'm just gonna let it live its best life. I tried to tame it. I did my best. Here we are. It's the best that it could do today. I really like this look though, and here's the thing. If somebody told you, or if I told you right now, this is a full face of my favorite high-end Sephora makeup, you would not have bat an eye at that. You would have been like, yeah, that seems about right. Because this looks great. My skin is looking amazing. The bronzer, the highlighter, the blush, it's looking great. The eyeshadow is looking beautiful. The lips are looking very sophisticated. The skin, the foundation, the under eyes. There is nothing about this look that says that I have been skimping out. There's nothing about this look that says, oh, she had to compromise. She had to go to the drugstore, poor girl, and get those bad products. Drugstore has great products. Or the drugstore section at Ulta, or just affordable makeups like Moira all over. If you want to see me make more videos like this, that is just a full face of great affordable makeup. Not good for the price, not good because it's like a dupe for something, just good products. Let me know. It was really fun shopping my stash for this. And if you have any drugstore products or affordable makeup that you think that I should try that I have not tried, let us know your favorites down in the comment. I cannot wait to read what products you recommend others to try. And I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you soon again in a new video. Bye!